This song is going to be in E flat tuning, so we're going to be in standard pitch, and we're going to drop each string down by a half step. Okay, so looking at the rhythm guitars from the song Sacrifice, the song actually starts out with this intro riff, and it's going to reoccur a few times in the song, and it's done all on a low E string. So we're going to start with our pinky at the 5th fret. So we've got 5, 3, 2, and open. So we're going to start with those in a row. Then we're going to pivot between our pinky and our middle finger from 5 to 3. So that's so the two together sound like this. And we just repeat that second figure twice, so it's going to do that pivot move twice. Then it starts the whole thing again. So all together. And there's quite a bit of muting on the actual performance of it. Okay, so it's going to do that riff 3 times. It's going to stop, and then we're going to come in with an E bar chord up at the 7th fret. Just a big E power chord, and it's going to sustain. We're going to stop on a B power chord. Then it's going to come back in, and we're going to be doing an E major first inversion. So that's going to look like I use my pinky on the G string 4th fret. I'm going to bar the A and D string with my first finger, and they're going to be at the 2nd fret. Then I'm going to take my ring finger and grab this G sharp at the 4th fret, low E. Some people will play that chord like this, but on the album I'm pretty sure we just played it like this. Then it's going to go to 2 sustained chord, power chords. It's going to go C, then D, and then to a low E. Then we're going to stop on a G. So all together we're going to have this. We're going to have then after that G it re-enters, and we're going to be doing this sort of walk up, and we're going to be doing some heavy muting and just some quick chugging on the chords. And sustaining on a D. And then back into our entrance riff. To a D. So we've got and that's going to take us into our verse. Okay, so our verse is going to start once again with a big power E. So sustaining. Then we're going to move to a G9 chord. And how I'm making that is I'm putting my first finger on the G string 2nd fret, and sort of muting the higher strings, the B and the high E string. And then I'm taking my middle finger and I'm putting it on the G at the 3rd fret low E string, and it sort of mutes that A string. And then so really the notes we're getting are the low G, the open D, and then the A note at the 2nd fret G string, which is our 9th. So we've got the low E, then to a C power chord, back to our E again, G9, then to a B power chord. Then we're going to continue on. We're going to our D major chord, G major, C power chord, and we're going to walk it up from the open A. Continuing on, we're going to have a little fill here that's going to be harmonized by both guitars, and it's going to lead us back into the second part of the verse. Okay, so next up we have this little harmony riff that's going to divide the first verse from the second verse. And the low harmony is going to start at the 7th fret A string on an E note, and that's going to be our note we keep pivoting back to. So we're going to start with 2 hits on it, then we're going to go to our D string at the 9th fret, and then 3 hits back on our E, then up to our 10th fret D string, back to 3 hits on our E, and that's how it's going to go throughout all this. So it's going to be you can see on the second part of that now, I've rolled my first finger to grab the notes on the A string and D string. Then I'm going to shift halfway, and I'm going to use my ring finger. I'm going to move it to the 7th fret A string, and that's on that E. You can see I'm rolling it once again to get the note on the D string at the 7th fret. And we're still doing that same 3 hits between each of the high notes. So we've got 2 to start, then our high note, then 3 hits, high note, 3 more hits, and then that just continues on down through the sequence. And then head into a big E power chord. And that starts our second part of the verse. Now the higher harmony on that little riff dividing the 2 verses, we're going to start with the 10th fret on the A string, and that's our G note, and that's going to be the note we pivot back and forth between the D string on, and we're going to start with 2 hits on it, and we're going to go 12 on the D string, then back to our 10th fret for 3 hits, then up to our 14th fret, back to our 10th fret for 3 hits, so, and then we're just going to walk it on down. And then at the halfway mark, I'm going to shift again and grab my middle finger at the 10th fret. And then you could technically use your first finger, but I'm going to move to my ring finger at this point. And then head down to our big E power chord. So it's going to sound like this. And then we're into our second verse. Okay, and at this point then, it's just going to repeat that whole framework of chords we did to begin with. The E to the G9, to the C, back to the E again, G9, to the B, then to our D, G, C. Then we're going to do our walk up again. And then it's going to do a hard cut on that D power chord, sliding off, and that's going to lead us into our chorus. Okay, so we're coming into our chorus, and we're going to start with this A minor 7 chord. Basically what this is we're ringing our root of A on the open A string. Then we have our minor 7, which is G, and we have our minor 3rd and our 5th. So, okay, and then we're going to do 3 hits on an A minor sort of dyad, and we're going to have the low A string with it. And then we're going to move our first finger to the 3rd fret D string, and we're going to have our middle finger 4th fret G, and that's going to give us, so I'm hitting the what's sort of like a tritone here. We have our F and our B, and then I'm going to pivot with my ring finger to grab that C. So the whole thing is going to sound like this up until this point. And really, you can hit that open A with all of that. Then we're gonna walk up and grab this G bar chord, and we're gonna be adding the sus4 to it, and then lifting off. And we're heading right back into that A minor 7. 3 hits on the A minor dyad, and then pivot back up to that G sus4 again, and then this time we're going to bar the 12th fret on the D, G, and B string, and I'm going to use my middle finger to grab an F. It sort of gives us that chord right there. It's like a G major with an F bass. So the whole chorus is going to sound like this. Then we're going to walk up starting on the D power chord at the 5th fret. Ending on that G power chord. So we're going D, then up a whole step to E, up a half step to F, and then on the G at the end. So and that's going to lead us into our solo section. Okay, so we're coming out of that first chorus, and we're going to have this hard stop on a G, and there's going to be a big drum fill, and then we're going to start our solo section. Our solo section is going to mimic sort of the front of the song, except this time it's going to start with a low E power chord, and we're actually going to be doing some chugging, a little more chugging in it. So we're coming out of that drum fill, big E, and then we're going to go to a B power chord and chug. Then to our E major first inversion, which we got that chord from the beginning of the song. going to start our chug on the C. Move it up to D. And these are just power chords. So then we're going into the big E power chord again. Then to a G power chord at the 3rd fret. We're going to chug on this. So we're going to walk it up starting on the A. And that's going A, B, C, and D. And once again, that's all just power chords, and we're just chugging with a lot of muting. And then it's into that intro riff again. And then we're going to walk up those same chords again, but this time they're just going to be single hits. Back into the power chord. So our whole solo section slowly is going to be and that's going to take us into our next verse. Okay, so the last verse is identical to the first verse, except for the fact that it's not a double-length verse. It's just one time through it. And it's going to do the exact same thing where it walks up. And going to hard stop on that D. And that's going to take us into our final chorus. And our final chorus is going to be just like the other chorus, except it does it goes 3 times through the whole thing. So we have that. So it's going to do that, and then the 3rd time it repeats, it's going to end with that G triad with the F bass. So you would be 3 times through the chorus. Okay, so we're coming out of that last chorus, and we're going to be chugging on these chords, D, E, F, and G. So we've got... Then we're going to do it again. Back into our intro riff. Big hard cut on the A. Massive drum fill. And then we're going to end on a big A power chord. And on the album, at the intro of the song and on the exit, there was a lot of that stuff going on, and we just sort of faded it in, and it sort of fades out too.